People living in Texas are familiar with the brand Whataburger. Whataburger has a modest but devoted customer base and ambitious growth aspirations. It all started when a tenacious businessman named Harmon Dobson came up with the audacious notion to sell a burger so giant that it required 2 hands to hold it, and so delicious that after just one mouthful, diners couldn't help but exclaim, "Whataburger." In today's video, we will explore how they developed in Texas, capturing a good number of customers. We will highlight some of their achievements and setbacks along the way. Let's dive right in. Whataburger came to life in 1950. Harmon Dobson began vending hamburgers from a little stand in the middle of Corpus Christi. The Texas Secretary of State issued the Whataburger trademark to founder Dobson on June 23, 1950. According to the Texas State Historical Association website, grand opening sales on that warm August day totaled $50. College students and the rest of the state quickly became aware of it. The remainder of the story is meaty and cheesy, but it all begins in a little portable structure. 4 days later, they took $141.80 and sold 551 burgers. The word was out. Whataburger was a success. TSHA expressed in the restaurant's online history. According to business law, Dobson wanted to create burgers that were so outstanding that when customers touched them in their hands, they would exclaim, "Whataburger." After 10 years, Dobson had 17 Whataburger restaurants spread across Texas. Whataburger was formerly named a Texas treasure in 2001 by the 77th Texas Legislature, even though Lone Star citizens had already made up their minds about it decades earlier. They say everything is bigger in Texas, and brand loyalty to Texas-made products is no exception. You've probably heard Texans praise Whataburger's unparalleled qualities if you're from Texas or know Texans. Texans not only prefer Whataburger to other fast food options, but they can do anything to grab their Whataburger meal. As one Vice News columnist authors, "They will pry my honey butter chicken biscuit from my cold, dead hands." The ingredients were the same as they are used today, such as fresh beef patties, lettuce, 4 pickles, 3 slices of tomato, chopped onions and mustard. Sadly, the burger ingredients were so rich and lavish that Dobson and Burton quickly realised that they were losing money at 25 cents. They conflicted about expansion plans, and Dobson bought Burton out with a new Plymouth. Dobson, now in charge, posted a notice outside the shop reading, "Folk, we priced our burgers too low and lost our shirt. Sorry, but we gotta raise the price to 30 cents. Customers simply liked the honesty, since 2 more restaurants appeared in Corpus serving burgers for the exorbitant price of 35 cents each. Dobson continued using his plane to scout potential places for future stores, frequently dropping ads from the sky. With store number 5 in Alice, Texas, Joe Adams established himself as the first franchise owner in 1952. After that, other chains and franchisees began to operate. Dobson sought to deal with family-owned companies because he believed they would put more effort into the success and quality of the store. Number 24 in Odessa, built to withstand hurricanes and modelled after airplane hangars, was the first of the now famous A-frame structures. Dobson added the distinguishing orange and white stripes to the roof so he could spot his stores from the air effortlessly. What makes a Whataburger stand out from the rest? At that time, the Little White Castle Slider was the country's most popular fast food burger. Dobson wanted to provide a Texas-size option, a 5-inch diameter burger so much larger than the norm that they had to hire a local bakery to create special pans to fit the extra-large bun. Dobson wished his burger to be more prominent, cheesier, and lavish than the competitors. Dobson expected people to take their first bite and be prompted to exclaim, "Whataburger," and that's how the name was conceived. There were 17 stores by 1961, and the business was flourishing, but tragedy struck when Dobson's plane crashed and he died. Grace was forced to sell her blossoming business since she couldn't possibly handle it. She remained steadfast and was elected chairman of the board in 1969, knowing that Harmon wanted to retain the company and the family. Under Grace's direction, the company expanded in defiance of numerous projections. In 1971, the first drive-through restaurant opened, and 3 more started providing 24-hour service in 1982. The famous taquitos and water chicken were also added to the menu this year. After overextending the menu and diminishing its strengths in the later 1980s, the brand lost some momentum. By adoption, Tom Dobson, the eldest child of Grace and Harmon, was appointed CEO in 1993 and tasked with reinforcing the brand, which had grown to encompass more than 500 locations. The efforts paid off, and in 2001, the state chair of the Texas Public Health Committee submitted a measure designating Whataburger as a Texas treasure. The renowned honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich made its debut the same year. Lady Grace Dobson passed away in 2005, and Whataburger's headquarters were relocated to San Antonio in 2008, after Hurricane Ike devastated the Texas coast. After Dobson's death, Whataburger suffered doldrums. Despite Grace's effort to control the management, the branches couldn't perform well. However, the administration worked hard, and Dobson's son tried to fix the problems. In 2001, a bill was introduced by the state chair of the Texas Public Health Committee designating Whataburger as a Texas treasure. Whataburger now has 828 outlets across 10 states, 600 of which are in Texas. The latest sales data now shows $2.4 billion in revenue. That is $1.5 billion more in scale than frequently mentioned rival In-N-Out Burger. According to Technomic data, Whataburger's sales have increased by 52% over the last 5 years. It is the 31st largest restaurant chain in the nation. Over those 5 years, its compound annual growth rate was 8.7%, 6.5% higher than the 2.2% industry average for quick-serve burger restaurants. So what makes Whataburger so unique? Another thing that is more prominent in Texas is the pride of the place. Whataburger has pledged to uphold the originality of Texas. They have been collaborating with other well-known Texas companies to underscore this. Whataburger and Kerrville, Texas-based jewelry maker James Avery teamed up in 2017 to offer consumers an $80 sterling silver charm. The same year, they introduced a stainless steel cup with the classic Whataburger design. Still, consumers preferred the higher quality cups they purchased from the Texas-based Yeti. In response, Whataburger announced a collaboration to provide just that item. Texans peeking to catch a bite after a Friday night high school football match are not the only ones who have witnessed the brand's constant sensation. When BDT Capital revealed that it had decided to purchase a majority interest in Whataburger in June 2019, loud gasps could be heard all around the Lone Star State. A merchant bank in Chicago called BDT makes family investments and founder-led businesses. They have plans to extend the company and restructure internal administration, including a new president, COO, and chief restaurant operating officer. According to the newspaper, the Dobson family will retain a minority investment even if the deal specifics were not made public. There is nothing sophisticated or gourmet about a Whataburger. It's not even Texas's best burger, but it has a tendency to be right on target when it counts. With 65 years in the business, Whataburger has established itself as a favourite among fast food enthusiasts, seeking a burger that requires 2 hands to eat. Whataburger has a long history of providing giant hamburgers, breakfast and other meals to hungry customers searching for a bite to eat at any hour of the day or night. Do you want to see how well you know Whataburger? Here are a few things about Whataburger you might not know. Fact number 1. In 1950, Harmon Dobson launched the first Whataburger in Corpus Christi, Texas. Soon after its opening, people flocked towards its outlet to grab their favourite burger. Fact number 2. Customers at Whataburger have the option to make 36,864 unique burger combos due to the variety of delicious toppings available. Fact number 3. The first Whataburger cost 25 cents and made $50 in sales on opening day. Fact number 4. Whataburger delivers 580 million pickle slices, 11 million slices of cheddar, 5 million pounds of onions, and 17 million pounds of ketchup annually. Fact number 5. Whataburger has served burgers using the same recipe for 65 years. In addition, the fast food chain maintains that the size of its burgers has also stayed the same. Fact number 6. Harmon Dobson, who started Whataburger, died in a plane accident in 1967. After his death, his wife Grace refused to sell the chain and remained active in its management until 1993. Fact number 7. Whataburger ketchup has become so popular that it has its own merchandise and is sold in grocery shops. Fact number 8. Whataburger holds a competition known as Whata Games between sites that test workers on their knowledge of the company and its procedures to keep them alert. The winning location receives bragging rights and a monetary prize of $165,000. The Whataburger menu is quite extensive, thus, this video will only cover 2 of the chain's most important menu categories, burgers and all-time favourites. I'll only be concentrating on the quality of the menu options offered by the restaurant, as Whataburger's menu prices can differ by location. Whataburger's burgers. Every single Whataburger is still prepared to order with just 100% fresh beef that is never frozen. Large, toasted 5-inch buns are used to serve the burgers. Every Whataburger comes with mustard, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, and sliced onions if the customer requests no extra toppings. The standard burger works excellently. Definitely larger than a Wendy's double stack, but perhaps not quite as large as a Whopper. The size is excellent. The burger is made far better than it would be without the toppings, which are all relatively fresh. There isn't really anything exceptional about the meat itself. The toppings and seasonings allow you to overlook that the patties are not as juicy as you might expect. For those with smaller appetites, there is also a Whataburger Junior version of this burger on the menu. Jalapeno and cheese Whataburger. The inclusion of cheese and jalapenos helps create a mouth-watering burger that makes you say, Whataburger. This is the variant where Whataburger starts to shine compared to many burger restaurants. Avocado Bacon Burger. This dish has only recently been added to the menu. Additionally, you should be aware that this one is not served on their traditional 5-inch bun. Instead, it comes on Texas toast. In my opinion, avocado makes magic on the hard crust toasts. Whataburger avocado is mashed into a spread-like texture, so with the crunchy onions and juicy fresh tomatoes that come with the burger, you end up with something proximate to guacamole anyway. And above all, dear viewers, it is new and a true delicacy to delve into. Maybe it's the restaurant's tempting ketchup, which is being considered good enough to sell in some regional grocery stores. Maybe it's the size of the burgers that attract the customers, but every Whataburger chain is bustling with customers. So to wrap everything up, Whataburger tried to make a victorious comeback after the corona setback. The administration is teaming up with other famous brands to entice customers. Moreover, Whataburger is not only Texas restricted now, it is expanding and flourishing. Its rise, downfall, and return have rejuvenated the administration's spirits to take it to new heights. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below, and thanks for watching.